I just got back from watching Night of the Zoopocalypse, so I wanted to give my thoughts. One reason why I watched it is because it's from an idea from Clive Barker, and I've heard relatively positive things, and you're about to hear relatively positive things from me. If you don't know what it is, it's a children's horror movie animated from Canada about a zoo and a coyote or a wolf at the zoo. An asteroid thing falls from the sky and infects the zoo animals and turns them into monsters. A very strong part of the film is the variations of the mutated monsters that are slowly revealed throughout the course of the film. A few things make the film stumble. The animation's pretty great. It has like a unique look. The animals have a textured toy feel to them, like stuffed animals, but slightly more like a real animal. It's an interesting hybrid. But where the movie falters, the script is only fine, but by the second act, it kind of doesn't know quite what to do with its characters or how to get from plot point A to plot point B, and that's probably the weakest part of the film. Also, it reminds me a bit of Flow in the sense that it's a group of animals working together to get through something, and I think that there's a few missed opportunities for having some of the animals act like actual animals. Probably the weakest animal, sadly, is the capybara, um, who has very little character and doesn't act like the real animal, really at all, which is disappointing. The film also suffers from a problem with lots of kids' movies where they have the characters constantly bickering and not having quite enough balance to prove that the characters are likable or interesting. There's one monkey character that is obviously meant to be unlikable, and I think they counted on his character making the other characters seem better than they are, but it doesn't quite work. But there are still some good horror moments. It slightly illustrates how hard it is to construct horror, but this is a better construction of a horror film than I've seen recently. So, another question, I suppose, is how will this work for children? Um, Probably pretty well for the scares, but the character work, they have like a tendency to make each animal have a different accent to emphasize where the animal is from, and some of the dialogue gets lost because of this. There's a thing with lots of movies, for some reason, where the creators don't realize that if you know what a character is saying, it's easier to understand them. So a person who doesn't know what the character is saying will not recognize the words, but if you know the dialogue already, it will seem like it should have been obvious to everyone. When you do get a chance to watch this movie, captions would probably help it. Hopefully that helps you decide if you want to see it. Um, this is a very lukewarm recommendation, uh, just for some of the better executed moments.